Hello and welcome. I am so very glad you're here with me today. In this explainer, we're going to talk about something incredibly important. We are going to look at a very simple yet truly life-changing adjustment to how you walk. Now, what if I told you that the single most effective thing you can do to prevent a fall isn't buying some fancy balance gadget, and it isn't paying to install a new handrail in your hallway? It's actually a tiny, almost invisible change to a movement you have been doing your entire life. It's something so subtle, you might have started doing it wrong without even realizing it. But please don't worry, because today we're going to dive right in together, figure out exactly what's happening, and reclaim your confidence and your independence step by step. So let's start with a really honest question. Have your steps quietly gotten shorter over the years? I want you to just take a second and picture yourself right now, walking down the hallway towards your bedroom, or perhaps you're strolling through the aisles of your local grocery store. Do your feet feel a little heavier than they used to? Does the ground beneath you feel, well, perhaps just a little less trustworthy? If you are nodding your head right now, I need you to know that feeling unsteady is completely 100% normal. Sometimes, as we get a bit older, we become aware that we are moving much more carefully. And why do we do that? Well, because we are afraid of losing our footing. It is a deeply ingrained, completely natural instinct to protect yourself from harm. But here is the tricky part. This understandable caution can actually, ironically, make walking harder and more dangerous. If you've been feeling this way lately, just take a deep breath because you are absolutely not alone. In over 26 years of working as a physical therapist, I have sat with so many wonderful people right after they've had a scare. And I've heard the exact same phrase countless times after a fall. They look at me, a bit shaken, and they say, "I was just walking across the kitchen. I wasn't doing anything unusual." And you know what? They are completely right. They weren't doing jumping jacks, they weren't climbing a tall ladder, but doing nothing unusual is exactly where the hidden danger lies, because their everyday, normal walk had quietly, secretly become dangerous over time. Today, in this explainer, we are going to uncover exactly why that happens, and more importantly, exactly how we are going to fix it together so you can walk across that kitchen without a second thought. Section 1. The Hidden Fall Risk. Let's look at why our natural caution sometimes fails us. Okay, so what happens to our bodies when we have a close call? Maybe you had a slight trip over a garden hose out in the yard, or a little stumble on a loose rug in the living room. Our brain is incredibly smart. It remembers that fear. It wants to protect us from getting hurt again, so it literally tells our body to stay close to the ground. Don't lift those feet too high, it says. It's just not safe up there. This gradually develops into what we in the clinic call the shuffle gait. Now, what exactly is the shuffle gait? Instead of lifting your foot cleanly off the floor, your feet start to slide forward in a very low, shuffling motion. Your upper body starts to lean slightly forward, looking down at the ground, and your arms barely swing at all. This happens so gradually that most people never even notice it's happening to them. But here's the absolutely critical part that I need you to understand. When your feet shuffle this close to the ground, a tiny, seemingly harmless irregularity, like the edge of a rug or small crack in the sidewalk, becomes a massive trip hazard. There simply isn't enough clearance for your foot. There's no room for error. If something goes wrong, it goes very wrong very quickly. Let's make this crystal clear by comparing these two side by side on your screen right now. When you look at the shuffle gait versus the natural gait, the difference is really striking. With the shuffle gait, your body weight is already pitched forward, so the very second your toe catches that tiny little edge of the carpet, your body has zero room to recover. Gravity takes over instantly, and unfortunately, you go down. Plus, walking this way sends a signal to your body that you don't need your lifting muscles anymore, so your hip flexors and your core muscles just get weaker and weaker from lack of use. On the other side, we have the natural gait. Notice how wonderfully upright it is. It's a smooth, rolling motion. The head is held up proudly, the feet clear the ground easily, and your own momentum carries you forward safely. The beautiful thing is, the neurological connection between your brain and your legs isn't gone. It's just sleeping. It can absolutely be woken up again, and it all starts with one simple magical change. Section 2. The Heel Strike Solution. Let's talk about this simple change. If the shuffle gait is the hidden problem that's been sneaking up on us, the heel strike is the simple, elegant solution. Now, please don't worry. This isn't some complicated new fitness trend you have to learn. It is just a gentle, loving reminder of what your amazing body already knows exactly how to do. From this moment forward, the one change I really want you to visualize is this. Every single step you take should begin with your heel. That's it. This is how human beings are biomechanically designed to walk. Your heel reaches out and hits the ground first. Then, your body weight rolls smoothly forward, right through the arch of your foot, across the ball of your foot, and finally, you push off strongly through your toes. It is a wonderfully smooth, continuous rolling motion. I want you to think of a tire rolling effortlessly down a paved road. It doesn't slap the ground flat, it rolls. This rolling motion is incredibly efficient, it's highly stable, and it acts as your body's natural shock absorber. But as we age and as our confidence quietly erodes away, the foot stops rolling. It starts landing totally flat, and that is the exact moment we start shuffling. So what happens when we fix this? Relearning to let that heel touch down first triggers an incredible chain reaction of positive benefits throughout your entire body. First off, when you consciously reach that heel slightly forward and let it make contact first, your step length naturally and safely increases. You aren't taking those tiny, choppy steps anymore, which immediately improves your stability. Secondly, because you are leading with the heel, your foot automatically has to clear the ground properly. This effectively eliminates the risk of catching your toe on the floor. But here is my favorite part, and it shows just how perfectly everything in your body is connected. Your posture automatically improves. You don't even have to think about it. The heel strike naturally pulls your center of weight back and upright. It physically pulls you out of that dangerous hunched over forward lean. Suddenly, your hip flexors, your glutes, and those resting core muscles are asked to wake up, stand at attention, and get back to work, keeping you strong.
Section 3, Safety First. Before we get into the actual exercises, we need to make sure we protect you. Now, as your physical therapist for the day, I have to insist on a few very important ground rules. We are prioritizing your safety above all else. If you have had a joint replacement, if you have a specific foot condition, or if you have ever been told by a medical professional to avoid weight-bearing exercises, you must consult your doctor before trying these. That is non-negotiable. Also, when you practice these movements at home, always do so near a wall, a sturdy countertop, or a heavy chair so you have immediate support if you ever need it. Make sure you are wearing good, supportive, non-slip footwear. No slippery socks on hardwood floors, please. Never rush through these, and most importantly of all, if you feel pain, if you feel dizzy, or if something just doesn't feel right in your body, stop immediately. There is no prize for pushing through pain. You are going to progress at your own gentle, comfortable pace. Section 4, 5 steps to walk safely. Let's look at the simple exercises you can do right in your own home. Okay, here is our roadmap for rebuilding your confidence. We are going to go through 5 gentle, incredibly effective exercises. Each one has a very specific job to do in retraining your brain and waking up those sleepy muscles. First, we'll do the conscious walk, which is all about rebuilding those strong neural pathways. Second is the high knee march, which specifically targets your lifting reflex. Third, we have the stride walk, which reminds your body how to step with a safe, natural length. Fourth is the slow motion walk, which will give you true, undeniable muscle control. And finally, the obstacle step over, which prepares you for real-world hazards like pet toys or uneven sidewalks. Let's explore each one of these together, step by step. Our very first exercise is the conscious heel strike walk. The entire goal here is active, deliberate focus. I want you to find a clear, well-lit hallway in your home. Stand at one end and rest one hand lightly on the wall just for that extra layer of safety. Begin walking, but here's the catch. I don't want you to think about what's for dinner. I don't want you to think about the laundry. I want you to think about absolutely nothing except your heel. With every single step, consciously reach your heel slightly forward. Feel it make firm contact with the floor first. Then, roll your weight smoothly through the foot, push off with your toes, and pick the foot up. Pick it up, do not let it slide. Take 10 slow, deliberate steps forward, turn around very carefully, and walk back. I'd love for you to do 3 sets of this a day. By focusing this intensely, you are quite literally rewiring the neurological connection between your brain and your feet. Before we move to the next exercise, this brings us to an absolutely vital concept I need you to remember. Speed is the enemy of relearning. Let me just say that again so it sinks in. Speed is the enemy. When you practice that conscious walk we just talked about, I need you to slow down significantly. Why? Because at a normal, fast pace, our brain is lazy. Our body automatically defaults to its old, deeply ingrained habits. And right now, that habit is the dangerous shuffle. By purposefully slowing down, you strip away those bad habits. The slower you walk during practice, the more conscious, deliberate control you have, and the stronger that fresh, new neural signal is going to be. So please, be incredibly patient with yourself. This isn't a race at all. Okay, our second exercise is the high knee march. This is specifically designed to rebuild your lifting reflex. I want you to stand behind a sturdy chair, like a heavy dining room chair, resting both hands comfortably on the backrest. Now just march slowly in place. Lift your right knee up toward your chest as high as you comfortably can without leaning backward. And here is the secret sauce. Lower it back to the floor with immense, agonizingly slow control. Don't just let gravity drop your foot with a thud. Control it. Then switch to the left knee. Try to do 15 repetitions on each side. The crucial point here is to stand tall. Keep your chest lifted. Remember, controlling the leg on the downward motion builds what we call eccentric strength. That is the exact strength your leg desperately needs to absorb your body weight safely every time you take a step.
Moving on to exercise 3, the stride length walk. Now, the magic number we're aiming for here is 18 inches. Here is what you do. Take 2 little pieces of brightly colored tape, painter's tape works perfectly, and place them on the floor of your hallway, about 18 inches apart. Stand at one end, take a step, and simply aim to land your heel right at, or maybe just past, that second piece of tape. Walk down the hallway, focusing on consistently reaching that gentle distance. Now, listen to me carefully. Do not lunge and do not overreach. We want a comfortable, natural extension of your leg. If 18 inches feels way too far or scary today, that is perfectly fine. Start with 12 inches. The exact distance matters far, far less than building the habit of intentionally reaching that heel forward and stepping confidently. Exercise 4 is a real challenge, but it's wonderful. It's the slow motion walk. I want you to walk down your hallway, but take a full 3 to 4 seconds to complete a single step. Lift the foot, pause, reach the heel out, lower it down, roll through the foot, push off. I can almost guarantee you will wobble. And you know what? That is fantastic. Every single wobble means your nervous system is firing up. Your balance system is learning and adapting in real time. Finally, exercise 5 is the obstacle step over. Take a rolled up bath towel or maybe a foam pool noodle and place it on the floor. Walk toward it and deliberately lift your foot high enough to clear it early, well before your toe actually reaches the object. This is huge. It trains your brain to recognize a real-world hazard and execute a safe, high-clearance step without panicking or freezing up. Section 5, waking up tired nerves. Let's talk about restoring feeling to those feet. We need to have a heart-to-heart about something very frustrating. Numbness and tingling in your feet after age 70 is not just something you must blindly accept as a permanent, unavoidable part of getting older. So many people believe they just have to live with heavy, numb, disconnected feet, but you don't. Those frustrating sensations very often stem simply from a lack of proper use and reduced blood circulation over the years. By patiently, gently waking up the tiny forgotten muscles in your feet and toes, and by improving the circulation pathways down there, those heavy blocks of ice can absolutely begin to feel like warm, solid, trustworthy ground once again. We are going to do this through a few very gentle circulation boosters. You can do these while watching television. First, try seated toe wake-ups. Just sit in a comfortable chair, take your shoes off, and practice lifting and spreading your toes apart as wide as you can. It sounds easy, but it takes focus. Second, you can buy a small, soft massage ball, or even use a tennis ball, and just gently roll it under the arch of your bare foot while you sit. It feels wonderful and brings so much fresh blood to the area. Finally, try the towel curl. Lay a small hand towel flat on the floor, place your bare foot on it, and practice scrunching the towel up using only your toes. This simple little move effectively rebuilds the deep, intrinsic foot strength that silently slips away from us over the years. When you practice these consistently, you'll start to notice that the nighttime tingling begins to ease off, and that stubborn morning numbness resolves much more quickly when you get out of bed. Your nerves simply need to be nourished with fresh circulation. Section 6, reclaiming your independence. It is time to walk with confidence again. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to remember that ultimately, none of this is just about doing exercises. It is about something much deeper. It's about moving through your daily life without fear. Consistency is your absolute superpower here. Small, gentle, deliberate daily movements send a much clearer, much more effective message to your nervous system than exhausting, aggressive workouts done only once a week. These tiny, daily reminders, like focusing on your heel strike when you walk to the kitchen, tell your body exactly how to heal, how to adapt, and how to grow stronger. By doing these small things, you are actively preserving your ability to confidently walk to the mailbox, to climb the stairs to see your grandchildren, and to navigate your beloved home safely. I want to leave you with this thought.
Aging does not mean surrendering control over how your body feels and operates. It simply means learning which specific movements your body truly needs at this current stage of life, and then choosing to do them every single day with care, love, and intention. Every single time you consciously reach out and land on that heel, you are actively choosing safety. You are choosing strength. You are choosing your own independence. It might feel like a tiny change today, but it all adds up over the weeks and months to create a truly lasting, wonderful transformation in your life.
I would absolutely love to hear from you now in our community. Is your foot numbness worse at night when you're trying to sleep, during the day when you're active, or perhaps after long periods of sitting in your favorite chair? Please take a moment to leave a comment below with your personal experience, along with your age and what part of the world you are joining us from. We have a beautiful community here, and your story might be exactly the validation and encouragement that another viewer desperately needs to hear today. If you found this explainer helpful and comforting, please type a 1 in the comments below or type a 0 if there are ways I can improve and serve you better next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today. Stay safe, be kind to yourself, and here's to living life beautifully, confidently, and entirely on your own terms.